Hello everyone, I am back at it with more car facts for you. Today we have 50, I'm going to show you, let's get into it. Now I know it is a car video, but one motorcycle fact wouldn't hurt. The Hakucho drag revs so high that it goes off of the gauge. The Landstalker XL is based off of the Lincoln Navigator, which should make it a Vapid in the game, but technically it shouldn't be a Vapid because Lincoln is a separate brand, but they don't have a separate brand for Lincoln, so it should be Vapid at least. However, it is classified as a Dundreary. This is probably because Dundreary is already a named brand in GTA Online, and they just wanted to carry it on. I still find it odd why they didn't just call it a Vapid though. If you hold the handbrake and apply throttle in an electric car, you will either do a front wheel or a rear wheel drive burnout. The Jester Classic has a livery which is backwards. This is especially interesting because this livery has been like this since it's been out and Rockstar still has not fixed it. Just about every JDM car has the same engine. As you can see here, I have a Toyota-based vehicle, a Nissan-based vehicle, and a Subaru-based vehicle, all with the same engine. However, with slight differences. If you pop the hood in a Chameleon, which I'm almost sure no one has, you can see that there is an engine. However, the Chameleon is purely electric. I guess you can excuse the exhaust, but I'm not sure why they put an engine in it. No, it is not hybrid, it is fully electric, and certainly very odd. Another interesting fact about the Chameleon is that when Rockstar removed the 186 some vehicles, they claimed that all the vehicles were lesser used. However, I have literally never seen anyone drive a Chameleon. I'm pretty sure only I have ever drove a Chameleon in my lobbies. So I'm not sure why this wasn't removed, but cars like the Entity per se was. The Camacho has an option to put bags in the bed. These bags, however, even though they look like they're made out of cloth or leather or something, have the same collision and sound as metal. The Arbiter GT is a car that can wheelie pretty much indefinitely as long as you don't hit anything. The new Rattle trophy truck has an option to put exhaust on the back that have a cap on it that will actually lift up when you apply throttle. Now this one isn't really a fact, but among car people, it is generally agreed upon that the Shafter V12 has the best sounding exhaust in the game. Personally, I prefer the T20. The Taipan is a pretty nice looking car, but it has a feature that makes it look horrible. In the back, there is a license plate mounted on the rear side. And I thought this was because Rockstar needed to put a license plate, but Rockstar has released cars that don't have license plates, so I'm not sure why they had to put one on this car, but they did. Most trucks have optional lights you could put on the roof that actually function. However, most older cars have lights that you could put on the roof that don't function, so it was probably a frame rate issue or something that they only could do on newer gen consoles. Although the Insurgent probably weighs around 5 tons, the up and atomizer can push it around pretty easily. The Technical Aqua can float on water because of the 2 tanks on the back. However, it doesn't have a snorkel, and the grill is pretty much level with the water. So how is water not flooding the engine and destroying the vehicle? The Blazer Aqua is extremely hard to flip over. They probably made it like this because if you were to go in the water and then flip it over and then activate the Amphibious mode, it could cause some weird glitches that Rockstar doesn't want to deal with. But that is only a theory. The Wasteliner looks like it could hold a decent amount of people, or at least a car, especially because there are literally ropes in the back to secure a car down. However, it cannot carry people in the back without them falling off or ragdolling off, and it cannot carry a car either, so I really don't understand why Rockstar added this. It is certainly strange and a shame that it is like this because this car could have had a lot of potential. The Ruiner 2000 has a parachute on it, which is obvious, but did you know that the parachute can't actually be accommodated in the roof? The roof is far too thin to have a big, pretty decently sized parachute on it, so makes no sense and kind of an oversight by Rockstar. Different types of wheels have different types of tire lettering on them. That is to say, high-end wheels have a different tire lettering, muscle wheels have different ones, tuner wheels have different ones, SUVs have different ones. And I do think it's pretty cool that Rockstar actually took the time, which in 2013 was a lot of time because they were really trying to push GTA 5 out already, to actually make this a thing. The Patriot Mil-Spec has a pretty surprisingly luxurious interior. This is obviously a far cry to the real-life version, which did not have much luxuries at all and was strictly used for military purposes. Even in the top-tier civilian versions like the Alpha, the interiors were not this nice, and they most definitely didn't have diamond-stitched leather seats. However, the rest of the interior is pretty good. If you do a merge glitch on the Buccaneer Custom, the roof will bug out extremely and kind of have this checkered, glitched look to it. I think it's pretty cool, but obviously it's not supposed to be in the game because of how buggy it looks, so you can only really get it by merging. But it does look pretty cool, as not every car has a custom glitch like this. The same merge glitch can also be done on the Mesa. However, in the Mesa's case, it takes off the roof rack and some other things and makes it look, in my opinion, a lot better. I'm not sure why Rockstar doesn't just let us take all this stuff off because some people probably would prefer it, but it is what it is. If you submerge your car like I'm doing here in shallow water where you can pick it up with the Cargobob, you can take it out with the Cargobob and the car will look perfectly fine, but obviously not be able to run because it was submerged in water. This is especially interesting if you're a bit of a troll because you can take your friend's car if they go AFK for like 10 minutes, you can pick it up with a Cargobob, submerge it in this relatively shallow water at the beach, and then take it out and put it in the exact same spot, and if you do well enough, they won't even know and they'll think their car is bugged. Until they call Morse Mutual, of course. The Vigero ZX has a hood option that looks like one of that of a Corvette C7. I think it's pretty cool that they added that on the Corvette's little brother, which is the Camaro, and I actually use it because the engine model for this car looks pretty great. The Buffalo STX has an optional hood that, at the time, was off of a Hellcat. This is especially interesting because we don't have a wide body option to turn it into a wide body Hellcat Charger, which is unfortunate because how are you going to give us like half of what we need for a wide body Charger, but you kind of didn't give us the wide body. However, I do appreciate Rockstar for adding this hood because it makes the car look a bit more realistic. One of the Cavalcades has an optional sound system that you can put in the back. However, unfortunately, to my great dismay, the sound system doesn't actually increase the volume of the music you're playing inside the car or make it sound better or anything. It's purely just for looks. This sucks because I can't imagine it's that hard to make music on the inside of a car sound louder on the outside, so it's very sad. The 10F looks extremely close to its real-life counterpart, the Audi R8. I imagine the only way Rockstar gets away with realistic-looking cars like these is the fact that it simply just doesn't have an Audi badge. The Tyrant is the biggest supercar in the game. I definitely do not think it is the longest because the Deveste 8 is considerably longer than it, but the only thing that gives it the title of the biggest supercar is its horizontal length. As far as I know, the Imperator is the only car in GTA Online to have a deleted passenger seat. The Impaler is a car that is supposed to be customized as an arena war vehicle. However, you can choose to not do that and keep it completely stock. If you do want boost, however, you will need to upgrade it to the arena war variant, which is what I have done here, and I have added no upgrades and I've taken off everything like the ramp and everything on it that makes it look like an arena war car. This stretch of road here on the map is probably one of the worst roads to drive if you are trying not to crash. I say this because this is one of the roads where NPCs are programmed to try to hit you. They will pretty obviously try to cut you off in a direction they were not intending to go in. However, their actions are pretty consistent, so you kind of just react to them and next time they will do the exact same thing. The Issy has headlights that look like they are supposed to be from a Porsche 996 911. These are often referred to as the runny yoke headlights. The Coquette is supposed to be based on a C7 Corvette. However, maybe it's just me, but aside from the side profile, I never saw the similarities and to me looks nothing like a C7 Corvette. No traffic light in the game has arrows indicating that you have the right of way to turn. You kind of just have to yield, hope they don't crash into you, and hope for the best. The SWAT truck and the money truck have doors in the back that you can open with C4. The Drift Tampa is supposed to be a drift car, hence the name. However, it gains grip way too soon and doesn't allow you to drift, making it a bad drift car. There is a drip feed vehicle called the Inductor, which is a new bicycle, which for the first time in GTA Online's life, a new bicycle will be added to the website, which has not changed since 2013. A lot of people hate on the Dominator GTX because they think it's supposed to be based on a Ford Mustang, and only half of that is true. As you can see in the picture, it is supposed to be based on a body kit for the Ford Mustang, not the Ford Mustang in its original form. The Issy Rally has the exact same interior as the Granger 3600. This is interesting because the Granger has the interior of its real-life SUV. So technically, the Issy has an interior of a SUV in real life. The SUV in question is a Chevy Suburban. The Jester is based off of an Acura NSX, a second generation. However, as most people probably know, the NSX had a hybrid V6, but in GTA, as you can see here, it is an 8-cylinder. The Turborek is often referred to as the cardboard car because of its customizations. However, if you actually shoot the cardboard, it sounds like metal even though it is clearly supposed to be cardboard, and some parts even no clip, they have no properties at all to them and you can shoot straight through them. The Sugoi has accents on bumpers and skirts that are optional on it that can be painted red. These skirts and bumpers make it look like the real-life Civic Type R. I'm a big Honda fan, so I really appreciated this. If you have a metallic primary color and then put on a flat secondary color like a matte paint, the pearlescent will transfer to the matte part of the paint. What you probably didn't know was that this is not intentional and has stayed in the game since 2013. The SM722 has a very unique hood opening that opens at a very short angle that pretty much no other car has, or no supercar at least. As long as a car does not have bulletproof tires, it can be stanced. All you do is shoot the front of the front wheels in between the wheel well, and then shoot the back of the back wheels in between the wheel well. NPC cars can be completely restored back to their former condition if you just start a job, do a couple of things, change a couple of settings, and then leave the job. This is especially useful for cop cars because you can't take them into the custom shop to repair it yourself. You can change the pearlescent on a matte paint, which you usually can't do. This is done by doing some very strange things, which I'm doing in the video, and then you get the result that you're looking for. Rockstar recently removed 180 some vehicles from GTA Online. However, if you are a fan of SUVs, you should be fine because very few SUVs were removed. The only big one that I can recall is the Lincoln Navigator, which I really liked and some people may have not bought yet, but that one was removed, and that's pretty much the only substantial SUV that was removed. The same fact about SUVs cannot be said about motorcycle enthusiasts, as there are only 5 choppers that you can buy in the game. Now, those are only the ones you can buy. You can obviously still find motorcycles on the streets, but there was literally a whole DLC about bikers, and they removed like pretty much all the bikes from that DLC, which I find extremely ridiculous. At any given point, you can own up to 326 cars in your possession. This is not including any special vehicles or whatever. This is just cars they can buy from Legendary Motorsports, Southern San Andreas Autos and whatnot, you know, not weaponized vehicles or whatever. That is a lot of cars. And with the recently removed 186 vehicles, there aren't many cars that can fill those slots. So it's up to Rockstar to keep on adding more cars for us to fill our garages with. And that is it, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found some of these facts interesting, or all of them. And I don't know if I will do another one of these because this one took an extremely long amount of time. And if I were to do another one, to scale it up like the way I've been scaling it already, which is 2050, I would have to go to 100, which means I would have to find 100 car facts by myself. But if you want to help me in the comments, I can look at your comment about a car fact, approve it myself, and then maybe I will feature it in the next video of these I do. But that is it, everyone. Hopefully you all enjoyed today's video. Have a good day and goodbye.